It's the game of the week. We're at Comiskey Park in Chicago as the Chicago White Sox take on the Kansas City Royals. It is April 22nd, 1972, and we have men on the moon today. Yesterday, Apollo 16 encountered some difficulties in the moon orbit, and the mission was almost scrubbed. But after a 6 hour delay, the astronauts made it to the moon. So Commander John Young and the lunar module pilot Charles Duke are on the moon. And command module Ken Mattingly is orbiting the moon. For whatever reason, I vividly remember this moon landing. I think this is the first moon landing that I actually still remember. Today's game will be game one of a doubleheader. Last season, the Chicago White Sox were involved in the only one of the division races that turned into a tight race, and they outlasted the Oakland A's to win the American League West. And led by their excellent young pitchers, Wilbur Wood and Tom. Well, Wilbur Wood's not young, but Tom Bradley. White Sox won the division, took a two to one lead in the American League Championship Series against the Orioles, but unfortunately for them, they couldn't close the deal. Baltimore won games 4 and 5 and went on to the World Series. So Chicago's goal this year is to win the division again. They're off to a good start. They're 4 and 1. In fact, their opening series last weekend was against Kansas City, and they took 2 out of the 3 games. Kansas City right now is a game and a half out of first place. They're 3 and 3. With Bob Lemon as their manager, they are looked at as being a very improved team this year. And they had some unfortunate news in Kansas City. Some judge there talked about they're building a new stadium complex in Kansas City. There's going to be a ballpark for the Royals and a stadium for the Chiefs. And the Royals were expecting to move into this stadium after around the All-Star break, similar to what Cincinnati and Pittsburgh have done in recent years. Well, he announced that it was very unlikely that the stadium would be ready this season due to some labor disputes, and the whole thing is taking longer than was expected. In fact, they're not even sure right now if the Chiefs will be able to play in their new stadium this season, which I guess is causing a little bit of hand wringing in Kansas City. In my APC universe, the Chiefs have won the last two Super Bowls, so they're like the top team in the NFL right now. But we move on to today's game. This is game one of a doubleheader, like I said, between Kansas City and Chicago. Paul Splittorff will pitch for Kansas City. He's 1-0 on the year with an ERA of 4 point. This will be his second start against Chicago. So he was the winning pitcher in Chicago's only loss this season. He'll be opposed by Wilbur Wood of Chicago. He's made 2 starts. He's 2-0 with an ERA of 1.50. This is his second start against Kansas City. He's 1-0 with a 2-point ERA. It's 58 degrees here in Chicago. Wind speed is 9 miles per hour left to right, and it's raining. So what might happen is if this game ends up getting postponed or rain shortened, they may reschedule the second game for tomorrow. Here's the starting lineup for Kansas City. Leading off the third baseman, Paul Shaw. Batting second, the second baseman, Cookie Rojas. Batting third, the center fielder, Amos Otis. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Lou Piniella. Batting fifth, the first baseman, John Mayberry. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Bob Oliver. Batting seventh, the catcher, Jerry May. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Bobby Floyd. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Paul Splittorff. On defense, the White Sox line up with newly acquired Dick Allen at first base. He's off to a hot start in the American League. Mike Andrews at second base. Rich Morales at shortstop. Bill Melton at third. Carlos May in left field. Rick Reichart in center field. Walt Williams in right field. Catching is Ed Herman, and on the mound is Wilbur Wood. Wilbur Wood was the Cy Young Award winner last season. He had a record of 27-6 with an ERA of 1.67 and a WHIP of .980. When he pitched for the Red Sox and the Pirates, Wilbur Wood was strictly a relief man. And he was a standard fastball, curveball pitcher, which did all right. Then he came to Chicago in 1967, and White Sox pitching coach Johnny Sain taught him the knuckleball, and his career really took off. 1968, he had 15 saves. He had 13 in 1969. Then in 1970, they doubled to 26. And then in 1970, he made 82 appearances. That was after 68 in 69 and 44 in 68. Then last season, Chuck Tanner decided to make him a starter. So he started 37 games of 39 pitching appearances. He pitched 24 complete games. I mean, he's a knuckleball pitcher. He pitched 317 innings, and he only walked 62 batters. He won 27 games. He lost 6. For about a 5-day period around September 10th last season, I was thinking that he might win 30 games. I mean, he didn't, obviously, but unfortunately last season, the only team that he had any real trouble with was Baltimore. I don't even think he made a start against Baltimore during the season. And that carried over to the postseason where he was 0-2 against the Orioles, losing games 1 and game 4 of the LCS. But he's a workhorse. He wanted it. He said his number one goal in 1971 had been to pitch a complete game in both games of a doubleheader and win both of those games. He started both games of a doubleheader once, but I don't think he got the decision in the first game. This is his second start. He's pitched 18 innings. He's given up 13 hits. He's walked 2. He struck out 13. He has an ERA of 1.50. And leading off is Paul Shaw hitting 053. No home runs, 1 run batted in. He is 1 for 19 on the young season. Here's the first pitch, knuckleball. Just below the belt, strike 1. Liner into center field, base hit. That's in the gap. Shaw is at second, slides in with a double. That brings up Cookie Rojas, the second baseman. He's hitting 304. No home runs, no runs batted in. He's 7 for 23. He has 2 doubles so far. Knuckler high, ball 1. Swing and a miss on another knuckleball, strike 1. Ball 2. Liner down the third base line, that's foul. He's going strictly knuckleball right now. Pops it up on the infield. Morales takes charge. And he's got it. 1 out. Here's Amos Otis, the center fielder, hitting 150. No home runs, 1 run batted in. Amos Otis came over from the New York Mets after the 1969 season. He has been an excellent acquisition for the Kansas City Royals. First pitch, ball 1. Fastball there. Grounder to short. Morales has it. He looks Shaw back, throws him out. 2 outs. As you can see in this picture, Comiskey Park has an unusual layout with an artificial turf surrounding the pitcher's mound, going to the infield dirt. And artificial turf and foul grounds between first base and third base. Of all the stadium pictures I have, this is my least favorite that I use. I haven't been able to find anything better yet. Here is Lou Piniella hitting 292, no home runs, 3 runs batted in. He was one time member of the Cleveland Indians organization. He got called up at the end of the season in 1968, but the Indians, surprisingly, were still in the pennant race, and he never got into a game. And he ended up going to Kansas City in their expansion year of 1969, and he has been with Kansas City since their organization started. Here's a knuckler ball one. It's fly ball in a right center. Williams coming in. He's running in. He's got it. 3 outs, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 1/2 inning here in Chicago. It's Kansas City nothing, and Chicago coming to bat. Chicago's starting lineup will be leading off the first base, or the right fielder, Walt Williams. Batting second, the second baseman, Mike Andrews. Batting third, the first baseman, Dick Allen. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Bill Melton. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Rick Reichard. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Carlos May. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Rich Morales. Batting eighth, the catcher, Ed Herman. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Wilbur Wood. On defense, the Royals have John Mayberry at first, Cookie Rojas at second, Bobby Floyd at shortstop, Paul Shaw at third, Lou Piniella in left, Amos Otis in center, Bob Oliver in right, Jerry May catching, and on the mound, Paul Splitorf. Paul Splitorf this is his second year. He was on the short list for Rookie of the Year last year. He went 11-6 with an ERA of 3.30. He has one start this year so far, and it was a complete game. Like I said before, he was the pitcher when Chicago's taken their only loss of the year so far. We have two pitchers who are strictly complete game pitchers this year. Leading off is Walt Williams, the right fielder, hitting .222, no home runs, no runs batted in. Spoiler alert, Walt Williams, future member of the Cleveland Indians. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball high, ball four. Splitorf's a hard throwing 26-year-old. Keeps the ball low, so the infield may be busy. Here's the second baseman, Mike Andrews. He's looking for his first hit of the year. He is 0 for 15. Dick Allen's on deck. He lays down a bunt. May up with it. The throw to second to Floyd. Williams is out. There was no throw to first. Here is Dick Allen. He is hitting .467, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. He is 7 for 15 with 2 doubles. And his first at bat as a member of the White Sox, he hit a home run. Allen's on his third team in 3 years. He played for the Dodgers last year and the Cardinals in 1970, but he had kind of a bad reputation when he played for Philadelphia, but his reputation wasn't bad in either St. Louis or L.A. And people were wondering how Chuck Tanner, the very laid-back White Sox manager, was going to handle him, and Tanner just laughed. He's like, I'm thrilled to have him. He's just going to play his game here for me. And Allen was also extremely happy to be playing for Chuck Tanner. The man's going to let me play. And I noticed that in the Sporting Press, 1972, they're still calling him Richie Allen. In fact, sometimes they'll call him Richie and then in parentheses, call me Dick Allen. I don't know if these guys think they're being funny or if they're just being assholes or what, but I always knew the guy's Dick Allen, so that's what I've always called him. Splitorf throws, first pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. And there was no throw to first. So we have two outs. Allen's on first. Here is Bill Melton. The hard. Just give me a minute here. My computer's doing something weird. I'm not a big fan of this computer that I've been using, and I'm hoping to get a new one soon. Curveball, strike one call, then get a new computer. Maybe I'll probably update to the 2026 version of Action PC Baseball. Ball one ball, one strike. Too low, just barely. Ball two. Splitorf is noted so far in his career for having good control. Got the inside corner, strike two. Fly ball in right field. Oliver coming in, and he's got it. Three outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left. We have played one inning in Chicago. No score. Leading off for Kansas City in the second is first baseman John Mayberry. John Mayberry came over from Houston. Had 32 at bats last year. He got into 30 games. 1970, he got into 56 games. He had 105 at bats. He is 23 years old. He is a big guy. With Houston obtaining Lee May from the Reds, youngster John Mayberry became expendable at the Astrodome. Here's the first pitch. Fly ball in right field. Williams going back. He's at the wall. That's gone. Home run. That's home run number 2 for John Mayberry this year. Kansas City takes a 1-0 lead. Here is Bob Oliver, the right fielder. He's hitting 100. One home run, 4 runs batted in. He is 2 for 20. Oliver got in 5 games with Pittsburgh in 1965, and then he was with the Royals right from the start in 1969. He's been a regular every year. had 12 home runs last year. In fact, he was the Royals' regular first baseman in 1970 and 1971. And the acquisition of John Mayberry moved him into right field. Here's the 0-1 pitch, a knuckleball. Grounder to short. Morales has it to throw to first. 1 out. Here's the catcher, Jerry May. He's hitting .278. He has no home runs. He has 3 runs batted in. Bobby Floyd is on deck. The 1-0 pitch. Another knuckler. Grounder to third. Melton has it. Throws him out. 2 outs. And here's the shortstop, Bobby Floyd. He's hitting .150 with no home runs and 3 runs batted in. He's 3 for 20, and one of his 3 hits was a double. The 1-1 pitch, another knuckler. Base hit into center field. That's the 3rd hit of the game for Kansas City. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Paul Splittorff. He's 0 for 1 on the season. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 1. Changeup. It's a grounder to first. Allen has it. He'll take it himself. 3 outs, but the Royals get 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. They left 1 on base. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. It is Kansas City 1, Chicago nothing. It'll be Rick Reichard, Carlos May, and Rich Morales for Chicago in the 2nd. Rick Reichard's hitting .385. No home runs, 6 runs batted in. Reichard was originally with the Angels, where he was predicted to be the next best thing, and then in 1966, he had a kidney removed. And that seemed like that sapped his strength. He still played regularly for Kansas City through 1969, but sometimes it looked like he was kind of spinning his wheels out there. Then 2 games into the season in 1970, he went to Washington, where he butted heads with Ted Williams, the manager. He came to Chicago last season, and he had like a career renaissance last season, hitting .299, 29 home runs, and 109 runs batted in. He had gotten 24 home runs playing for Williams. Like I said, they butted heads, but Williams, I think, did help him with his hitting. His batting average went down, but the rest of his numbers went up, including his strikeouts, which I think is probably what him and Williams were disagreeing with about the most. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Rojas to his right has it. Throws him out. 1 out. Here's Carlos May, the left fielder. He's been a big story in baseball in recent years. In 1970, he came back after losing part of his thumb in a training accident while on military duty, hitting .256. And then last season, 1971, he was the American League MVP. He had .344. He had 11 home runs, drove in 69 runs, but he scored 126 runs. He had 221 hits. He stole 24 bases. And he was a key figure in the White Sox drive to finish in first place last year. Ball 4, May walks. Here's the shortstop, Rich Morales. This is his first at-bat of the season. Let me see. This is his first appearance of the season. He's been with the White Sox since 1969. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one on a fastball. The 0-1 pitch. Soft fly ball in the right field. Oliver is there. He's got it. Two outs. That'll bring up the catcher, Ed Herman. He's hitting .385. No home runs, 1 run batted in. He is 5 for 13 on the season. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike one. Ball one. Wilbur Wood is on deck. Throw to first. And May is back. Changeup way over Jerry May's head. Carlos May takes second. They're calling that a wild pitch. So runner on second, 2 outs. It's a sharp grounder to short. Floyd has it to throw to first, 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We played 2 innings in Chicago. It's Kansas City 1, Chicago nothing. It'll be the top of the order for Kansas City. Paul Shaw, Cookie Rojas, and Amos Otis. Shaw is 1 for 1. He led off the game with a double. The 2-0 pitch. It's a grounder to third. Melton has it. The throw. It looks like a bang-banger. He's out. 1 out. Here's Cookie Rojas. He's 0 for 1. He popped to Morales at short in the first inning. The knuckleball 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. That's strikeout number 1 for Wilbur Wood. 2 outs, and here is Amos Otis. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to Morales at short in the first. The 0-1 pitch. Another knuckler. Liner into center field. Reichard coming in. He dives. And he got it. Nice catch by Rick Reichard. Nothing across for Kansas City in the third. We go to the bottom of the third. It is Kansas City 1, Chicago nothing. Third inning for Chicago will be Wilbur Wood, Walt Williams, and Mike Andrews. Wilbur Wood is 0 for 8 at the plate in this young season. The 1-2 pitch. Got the inside corner. Strike 3 called. 1 out. Here is Walt Williams. He walked in the first inning. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder into left field, base hit. That's the first hit of the game for Chicago. Bob Lemon's coming out, and they are taking Paul Splittorff out. Coming in to pitch is Al Fitzmaurice. He's pitched 2 1/3 innings this season so far, and he has struck out 2. Let's see what his career. That's 7 games with Kansas City in '69. He's been a regular member of the bullpen in 1970 and '71. He was a spot starter in '71. He has a career record of 8 and 14 with 11 saves. He was 5 and 10 last season. And spoiler alert, Al Fitzmaurice, future member of the Cleveland Indians. This is his 3rd appearance of the season. First pitch to Mike Andrews. Changeup. Strike 1. Morris is a fastball curveball pitcher. Andrews is 0 for 1 today. Low and inside, ball 1. In the first inning, he tried to bunt Williams over to second, but Jerry May threw him out. Threw Williams out at second. Here's the pitch. There goes Williams. Pitches a strike, and May's just going to hold on to it. He had no chance. That's Walt Williams' first steal of the year. So the count is 1-2 on Mike Andrews with 1 out. Change up below the belt, strike 3 called. 2 outs. That's strikeout number 1 for Fitzmaurice. And here's Dick Allen. He's 0 for 1. He grounded it into a forced play in the first. So the Royals forced 2 runners at second in the first inning. In there at the knee, strike 1 on a changeup. So Walt Williams is the first member of the White Sox to reach second base. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Nice grab by May, ball 2. Or no, I take that back. Carlos May had made it to second on a wild pitch. Sorry, I got excited and lost track of what was going on. Fouls it back. Count remains 2-2. 2 outs. Runner on second. Fastball down and in. Ball 3. Full count. 2 outs. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. Allen walks. First walk given up by Fitzmaurice. Here's Bill Melton. He's 0 for 1. He flied out to Bob Oliver in the first. Rick Reichert's on deck. At the shoulders, ball 1. Liner into left field, but it's right at Piniella. He makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We played 3 at Comiskey Park. It's Kansas City 1, Chicago nothing. Take a look around the league. Top of the 8th in Montreal. Cardinals lead the Expos 2-1. That is Reggie Cleveland for St. Louis and Walker for Montreal. Top of the 5th at Fenway Park. Yankees lead the Red Sox 9-2. Young catcher Thurman Munson is 3 for 4. That's Fritz Peterson for the Yankees against Luke Krause for Boston. Bottom of the third in Texas. Angels and Rangers tied at 1. Frank Howard hit his first home run of the year. That is Ricky Clark against Dartmouth phenom Pete Broberg. Top of the fifth in Milwaukee. Tigers 1, Brewers nothing. That's Joel Coleman for Detroit and Bill Parsons for Milwaukee. And top of the sixth in Cleveland. It's the Orioles 5, the Indians 1. Paul Blair hit his first home run of the year. That is Jim Palmer against Indians rookie Dick Tidrow. Kansas City has the middle three in the order coming up in the fourth. Piniella, Mayberry, and Oliver. Kansas City has George Strickland coaching at first. He was a teammate of Bob Lemons with the Indians back in the 50s. And Harry Dunlop coaching at third. Lou Piniella leads off. He's 0 for 1. He flied out to Rick Reichert back in the second inning. The 1-2 pitch. He hits a fly ball in the center field. Reichert's after it, and he's got it. 1 out. Here's John Mayberry. He's 1 for 1. He hit a solo home run in the second inning. That was his second home run of the season. The 3-1 pitch. Base hit up the middle. That's his second hit of the game. Here is Bob Oliver, who is 0 for 1. He grounded to Morales in the second inning. Morales, the shortstop. Low, ball 1. Base hit up the middle. Mayberry rounds second. He's going for third. And Reichert throws it into the cutoff man. So 1 out. Runners at the corners. Here's Jerry May, the catcher. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to Bill Melton at third in the second inning. Knuckler, he hits a shallow fly ball in the center field. Morales going out. Reichert coming in. Reichert has it. And Mayberry's not testing his arm. Reichert doesn't have the best arm, but Mayberry is also not the fastest base runner. So 2 outs, runners at the corners. That brings up Bobby Floyd, the shortstop. He singled back in the second inning. Knuckleball, strike 1 called. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That was a curveball. Fastball, that was high and away, ball 1. It's a shallow fly ball into left field. Carlos Mays coming in. He's got it. Wilbur Wood worked his way out of a jam there. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. They left 2 men on. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It is Kansas City 1, Chicago nothing. Fourth inning for Chicago will be Rick Reichert, Carlos May, and Rich Morales. Reichert is 0 for 1. He grounded to Rojas in the second inning. The 1-0 pitch. Grounder to third. Shaw bobbles it. And Reichert is safe on the error. That's Shaw's second error of the season. That brings up Carlos May. He walked back in the first inning. Or in the second inning. Sometimes I think I'd be better doing this if I kept a scorecard. Fastball, low and outside, ball one. Grounder down the first base line, but that's foul. Up and in, ball two. Fastball, strike two called. Pops it up on the infield. In foul ground, Rojas taking charge, and he's got it. One out. That brings up Rich Morales, who's 0 for 1. He fly to deep right field to Bob Oliver in the second. Fouls it back, strike one. Morales is looking for his first hit of the season. Curveball, too close, ball one. That curveball was low, ball two. It's in the dirt. Gets past May. He comes up with it, but Reichert takes second. That's a wild pitch. Fitzmaurice and Splittorf have each thrown a wild pitch today. So that makes the count 3-1, one out. Ed Herman's on deck. Swing and a miss, strike two, full count. It's fly ball in center field. Otis drifting over, has it. 2 outs. That'll bring up Ed Herman. He is 0 for 1 today. He grounded to Floyd at shortstop in the second inning. Base it into left field. This should tie it. Reichert rounds third. He'll score. We're tied at 1 apiece. And that brings up the pitcher, Wilbur Wood, who's 0 for 1. He struck out in the third. Liner down at third base line. That's foul. Strike one. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike two. In there at the knee, strike three called. But the White Sox get 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We played 4 at Comiskey Park. It is Kansas City 1, Chicago 1. Yeah, that was an unearned run for Chicago. For Kansas City in the 5th, it will be Fitzmaurice, Shaw, and Rojas. This is, I believe, Al Fitzmaurice's first appearance at the plate this season. Yeah, he pitched 1 inning against the White Sox and an inning and a third against Oakland before today, but he hasn't had a trip to the plate yet. The 1-2 pitch, knuckleball, grounder to short or second. Andrews throws him out, 1 out. Here's Paul Shaw. He is 1 for 2. He led off the game with a double. Base hit up the middle. It's his second hit. That's the sixth hit for Kansas City. Here's Cookie Rojas. He's 0 for 2 today. Amos Otis is on deck. Grounder up the middle. Andrews to his right. To second for 1. To first. Double play. 4-6-3 double play. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. No one left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Kansas City 1, Chicago 1. Top of the order in the 5th for Chicago. Walt Williams leading off. He's 1 for 1. He has a single and a walk. He also has a stolen base today. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder to short. Floyd to his right. Has it. Long throw. He throws him out. 1 out. Here's Mike Andrews. He's 0 for 2 today. The 1-1 pitch. Foul tip. Strike 2. Inside. Ball 4. Walk number 2 given up by Fitzmaurice. That brings up Dick Allen, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Allen has gotten a hit so far in every game he's played for the White Sox. This is his 6th game with Chicago. He was a Rookie of the Year back in 1964 for the Phillies. And he played on the first place team last year with the Dodgers, who also lost the NLCS in 5 games to the Pirates. And in his first postseason experience, he did pretty well. Inside, ball 1. Let me look up what he did in the postseason. He had 438 in the LCS. He was 7 for 16 with 2 doubles and a home run. He drove in 4 runs. He had 9 walks. He was the Dodgers' top hitter in that series. It took him 8 years to make it to the postseason, and he made the most of it. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 1. Fouls it back. Strike 2. Fly ball down the left field line, but that is hooking foul. Strike 3 called on a fastball. 2 outs. That brings up Bill Melton, who is 0 for 2. That's on the outside corner. Strike 1. Curveball inside, ball 1. Base hit in the right center. Otis is up with it. Andrews rounds second. He's going for third. The throw to third. Andrews in there easily. Otis has a pretty good arm out there, but he had no chance. And a faster runner for Chicago would have probably taking second on that throw. Here's Rick Reichard. He's 0 for 2 today. So Fitzmaurice is facing the same situation Wood did in the top of the fourth. Runners at the corners, but he has 2 outs. May talking to Fitzmaurice. Fastball, ball 1. Grounder down the third base line. That's foul. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Low and outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on. Grounder up the middle. Floyd to his left, has it, throws him out. 3 outs, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We played 5 complete. It's an official game here in Chicago. The Royals won. The White Sox won. Wind's picking up a little bit. It's still raining here. It's a chilly day in Chicago. Amos Otis leads off to 6. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded to short and lined out in the third. The 1-1 pitch. Fly ball in center field. Reichard going back. And he's got it. 1 out. Here's Lou Piniella. He's 0 for 2 today. Knuckleball, liner into left field, base hit. That's hit number 7 for Kansas City. That brings up John Mayberry. He's 2 for 2. Hit a solo home run in the second. And he singled in the fourth. Knuckleball, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Another knuckler, strike 2 called. That was high, ball 2. Grounder, back to the pitcher, to second for 1. To first, double play. Nice 1-4-3 double play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left. We have played 5.5 innings here at Comiskey Park. It is Kansas City 1, Chicago 1. New pitcher for Kansas City be Jim Rooker. Let's look at that double play again. Throw to second definitely was not a knuckleball. Nice 1-4-3 double play. Jim Rooker is making his 3rd appearance of the year. He's pitched 2 innings. He's given up 2 hits. He's walked 1. He has struck out 4. Jim Rooker, he got in a 1 game with Detroit in 1968, and then he came over in the expansion draft. He's been with Kansas City all 3 of their previous seasons. He's in his 4th year with the Royals. I don't really remember him with the Royals. I remember him with the Pirates. Bottom of the 6th, it will be Carlos May, Rich Morales, and Ed Herman for Chicago. Carlos May is 0 for 1 with a walk. The 1-1 pitch, fastball. It's a fly ball into center field. Otis coming in, and he's got it. 1 out. Here's Rich Morales. He's 0 for 2 today. The 2-0 pitch, changeup. Bouncer to short. Floyd has it, throws him out. 2 outs. Here's Ed Herman. He's 1 for 2. He has a single, and he drove in Rick Reichert in the 4th with Chicago's only run of the game. The 1-1 pitch. Liner into left field. Pinella's there, and he's got it. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left. After 6 at Comiskey Park, it is Kansas City 1, Chicago 1. Kansas City has 1 run, 7 hits, 1 error. They've left 4 men on base. Chicago has 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. They've left 7 men on base. Kansas City scored first in the 2nd inning when John Mayberry led off the inning with a home run. And Chicago tied it in the 4th when Reichert was safe on an error. Then with 1 out, he advanced to second on a wild pitch. And then with 2 outs, Ed Herman singled into left field, and Reichert scored, tying the game, and that's where we stand right now. 7th inning for Kansas City will be Bob Oliver, Jerry May, and Bobby Floyd. Bob Oliver is 1 for 2. He has a single today. The 2-1 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Andrews to his right. Backhands it. Throws him out. 1 out. Here's the catcher, Jerry May. He's 0 for 2. The 3-1 pitch. Knuckler. Ball 4 outside. First walk given up today by Wilbur Wood. Here's Bobby Floyd, the shortstop. He's 1 for 2. He singled in the 2nd. Fly to left last time up. Knuckleball inside, ball 1. It's a weak fly ball in the center field. Riker running in, and he's got it for 2 outs. And here's the pitcher spot. Let's see if Bob Lemon lets Rooker hit or if he sends up a pinch hitter. Rooker's up. This is his first plate appearance of the season. Knuckleball, swing and a miss, strike 1. In there at the knees, fastball, strike 2. Ball 1. Grounder up the middle. Morales to his left has it. Tosses to Andrews at second. 3 outs, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Kansas City 1, Chicago 1. Let's go around the league again. Final in Montreal. Cardinals beat the Expos 3-2. Ron Fairley hit his first home run of the year for Montreal. Reggie Cleveland gets the win for St. Louis, and Ernie McAnally gets the loss for Montreal. Top of the 7th in Texas, Angels lead the Rangers 2-1. Ricky Clark and Pete Broberg still pitching. Bottom of the 7th in Milwaukee. Tigers lead the Brewers 2-1. One of the Browns for Detroit, either Gates Brown or Ike Brown, hit his first home run of the year. That's still Joe Coleman against Bill Parsons. And in the top of the 9th, in Cleveland, Baltimore leads the Indians 6-3. Jim Palmer is still pitching for Baltimore, and they're apparently making a pitching change for the Indians. In the bottom of the seventh for Chicago, it will be Wilbur Wood, Walt Williams, and Mike Andrews. Wilbur Wood is 0 for 2 today. Struck out in the third, struck out in the fourth. The 1-2 pitch. Strike three called. It's his third strikeout today. First strikeout of the game for Jim Rooker. There's Walt Williams. He's 1 for 2. He has a single and a walk. He also has a stolen base today. First pitch, he hits a shallow fly ball in the left field. Lou Piniella moving over, and he's got it for 2 outs. Here's Mike Andrews. He's 0 for 2 today. He's still looking for his first hit of the year. He's 0 for 17 in this young season. He's 0 for 2. He had a walk today also. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball down the third base line. That's foul. Curveball. Hits fly ball in the left center. Piniella coming in. Floyd going back. Otis coming in. It drops between them. Base hit. There was some confusion out there. The wind is picking up here in Chicago. And with the rain, that may have caused a little bit of confusion there. So that's Andrews' first hit of the year. That brings up Dick Allen, who's 0 for 2 today with a walk. They're stirring at Comiskey Park. I think Allen is a guy that you might want to see in this hitting situation. Fastball outside, ball 1. Low and inside, ball 2. Caught the outside corner, strike 1. Fastball, ball 3. Outside low, ball 4. Andrews moves to second. Allen on first. Mike Andrews in scoring position with 2 outs, representing the go-ahead run. And here is Bill Melton, who's 1 for 3 with a single today. He's batting .500 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Fastball off the corner, ball 1. Popped it up, third base side. That's out of play. Fouls that one back, strike 2. High and outside. Ball two. Two balls. Two strikes. Two outs. Two men on. Tied in the bottom of the seventh. Base hit in the left field. Andrews rounds third. He'll score with the go-ahead run. Chicago takes a 2-1 lead. Dick Allen stopped at second. Piniella threw it into the cutoff man, preventing Allen from advancing. That brings up Rick Reichard. He's 0 for 3 today. 2 outs. He's batting .500 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Curveball, strike one called. Base hit in the right field. Allen rounds third. He'll score. It's 3-1. Rojas wasn't able to come up with that one. That brings up Carlos May. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Just below the belt, strike one. Fastball, caught the outside corner, strike two. Liner down the third base line, that's foul. Just outside, ball one. Grounder up the middle. Rojas to his right, backhands it. Throws him out. But Chicago gets 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. They left 2 men on base. After 7, it is Chicago 3, Kansas City 1. 8th inning for Kansas City will be the top of the order. Paul Shaw, Cookie Rojas, and Amos Otis. Shaw is 2 for 3 today with a double and a single. He doubled in the first, and he singled in the 5th. The 0-2 pitch. Luckler pops it up. Herman going back, but he can't make the play. Grounder to short. Morales up with it. Long throw to first. He got him. 1 out. First pitch. It's a hard grounder to second. Andrews is up with the throw to first. 2 outs. Here's Amos Otis. He's 0 for 3 today. The 1-2 pitch with a knuckleball. Fly ball in the right field. Williams going back, and he's got it on the warning track. 3 outs, nothing across for Kansas City in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is Chicago 3, Kansas City 1. Tom Bergmeyer, left-hander, coming out to pitch for Kansas City. He's making his 2nd appearance of the year. He's pitched 1 inning. He's given up 1 hit. That was a home run. And he struck out 1. He has an ERA of 9.0. He's a hard thrower. And he was with the Angels in '68 and came over to Kansas City in the expansion draft. He's been with Kansas City since the beginning in 1969. Rich Morales leads off for Chicago. He's 0 for 3 today. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder to short. Floyd has it, throws him out. 1 out. Here's Ed Herman. He's 1 for 3. He singled in the fourth. That scored Rick Reichert with Chicago's first run of the game. The 3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4. And here's Wilbur Wood. He's 0 for 3. Struck out 3 times today. Wood is not an especially good hitter, but he's a pretty good bunter. They're playing him in for the bunt. Curveball. He squared around. He missed that one. Strike 1. Changeup. He squares around again. Foul ball. Strike 2. Curveball. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Had a nice cut, but couldn't get to it. That's the 4th time he struck out today. Here is Walt Williams, who's 1 for 3. He has a single, a walk, and he had a stolen base today. Outside and low, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Base hit in the left field. Herman rounds second. He's going for third. The throw. He slides. He's safe. That puts runners at the corners with 2 outs. Here comes Bob Lemon. And they're bringing a new pitcher, right-hander Ted Abernathy. Abernathy's making his 2nd appearance of the year. He has pitched 2/3 of an inning. He has given up 1 walk. Ted Abernathy, he's been around a long time. He came up with the original Washington Senators back in 1955. He was a bonus baby with the Senators, so he was stuck on their roster. He was with them for all of 55. It looks like he had some military duty in 56. He was with them all of 57. Then from 58 to 62, he was in the minors. He came back up with Cleveland in 63. And since 63, he's been with the Indians, the Cubs, the Braves, the Reds, back to the Cubs. And then in 1970, he pitched with the Cubs, the Cardinals, and the Royals. And he has been a regular member of the Royals bullpen for the last 2 seasons. He is 39 years old. Here's Mike Andrews. He's 1 for 3 with a walk today. In fact, that was his first hit of the year. Got a hit in the short left field. There was some confusion between Pinella, Otis, and Floyd. High and inside, ball 2. Ball 3. Outside and low, ball 4. He got walked on 4 pitches. Bases loaded, 2 outs. That brings up Dick Allen, who is 0 for 2 today with 2 walks. Caught the inside corner, strike 1. Abernathy at this point in his career is something of a junk ball pitcher. Ball 1. Liner down the third base line, but that is foul. Grounder to second. Rojas tosses to Floyd for the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They left 2 men on base. We go to the 9th inning with Chicago leading Kansas City 3-1. The heart of the order for Kansas City in the 9th. Lou Piniella, John Mayberry, and Bob Oliver. Lou Piniella is 1 for 3 today with a single. The 1-2 pitch. Liner down the first base line. That's foul. Hits a fly ball in the center field. Right guard to his left has it. 1 out. Here's John Mayberry. He's been the hitting star for Kansas City today. He's 2 for 3. Hit a solo home run in the 2nd. He singled in the 4th, but then he grounded into a double play in the 6th. The 0-2 pitch. Up the middle for a base hit. That brings Bob Oliver up. He's 1 for 3 today with a single. He represents the tying run. There's a knuckleball, strike 1. Caught the inside corner. Another knuckler hits a fly ball in the left field. May drifting back. He's at the wall. And he has it. It looked for a minute like it might hit the wall, but May came up with it. Kansas City's down to their final out, and it's Jerry May, the catcher. He is 0 for 2 with a walk today. He walked in the 7th. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 1. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Too low, ball 2. Liner into right field. That'll reach the gap. Riker comes up with 8. Mayberry rounds third. He'll score. May in second with a stand-up double. Rick Riker let that ball get past him. It's 3-2 Kansas or Chicago. Here's Bobby Floyd. He's 1 for 3. He singled back in the 2nd. Jerry May's on second, representing the tying run. Fastball just below the belt, strike 1. Knuckler low, ball 1. Liner into right field. Williams coming in, he dives. Can't make the play. May's heading for the plate. The throw. He is in there, safe. Kansas City has tied the game 3-3. Here's his pitcher's spot. And Steve Hovley will pinch hit. Steve Hovley's hitting .400. No home runs, no runs batted in. For a long time, I thought Steve Hovley had the best mutton chops in Major League Baseball, but I think at this point, in the early 70s, he has been surpassed by Joe Torre. He is 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. Knuckleball low, ball 1. Too high, ball 2. Grounder to third. Melton to his left. The throw. Bang, bang play. He's out. But Kansas City gets 2 runs. 3 hits. No errors. And they left 1 man on base. We go to the bottom of the 9th. We are tied at 3 apiece. Coming in a pitch for Kansas City, making his second appearance of the season, is Roger Nelson. He has 1 inning pitched. He has 1 strikeout and 1 save. Nelson has pitched with the White Sox, the Orioles, and he was part of Kansas City's inaugural season in 1969. For the White Sox in the 9th, it will be the heart of the order. Bill Melton, Rick Reichert, and Carlos May. Bill Melton is 2 for 4 today, with 2 singles and an RBI. He singled in the 7th. That scored Dick Allen. That put the White Sox up 2-1. Roger Nelson, he's a hard thrower, but he can get the ball up sometimes, so. And for the second week in a row, I'll take that back. This game hasn't gone into extra innings yet. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Here's Rick Reichert. He's 1 for 4. He has an RBI. He singled in the 7th. That scored Dick Allen. And that made it 3-1 Chicago. The 1-0 pitch. Liner into center field. Otis after it, he dives, and he's got it. Nice play by Amos Otis. That probably saved at least a double. Here's Carlos May. He's 0 for 3 today with a walk. The 0-2 pitch. Base hit in the right field. Oliver tosses it back in. Pinch hitting for Rich Morales is Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly is 0 for 9 on the season. He is 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. He played with Kansas City in 1969, 1970. Came over to Chicago last season. Where as a part-time player, he hit .270. He is the brother of Cleveland Browns running back Leroy Kelly. Fastball up and away, ball one. Grounder to third. Shaw, long throw to first. Bang, bang, play. Not in time. Kelly legs it out. Base hit, 2 outs. Carlos Mays on second, representing the winning run. Here is Ed Herman, who's 1 for 3. He has a single, a walk. He drove in a run back in the 4th. And he has 1 game-winning RBI on the season. It's a fly ball in the center field. Amos Otis going back near the wall. He's got it. 3 outs, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to extra innings. It is Kansas City 3, Chicago 3. This is WJST, Parma, Norwich, and Tuscaloosa. And I will be back in 1 minute after taking a quick swig of Rocket Fuel malt liquor. All right, and I'm back. Had another computer issue I had to take care of. Coming into play shortstop for Chicago is Luis Alvarado. Wilbur Wood is back up. This will probably be his final inning. In the 10th inning for Kansas City, it will be the top of the order. Paul Shaw, Cookie Rojas, and Amos Otis. Shaw is 2 for 4 today with a double. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Alvarado to his left. Has it and throws him out. 1 out. Here's Cookie Rojas. He's 0 for 4 today. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder to third. Bill Melton has it. Throws him out. 2 outs. Here is Amos Otis, who is 0 for 4 today. Grounder to short. Alvarado again has it. Throws him out. That's 3 outs. Nothing across for Kansas City in the 10th. We go to the bottom of the 10th. It is Kansas City 3, Chicago 3. Nope, they're sending Wilbur Wood back to hit in the 10th. He is 0 for 4 today. He has struck out 4 times. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball in the center field. Otis is there, and he's got it. 1 out. They're giving him an ovation for putting the ball in play. Here's Walt Williams. He's 2 for 4 with 2 singles, a walk, and he has a stolen base today. The 0-1 pitch. Grounder up the middle. Floyd to his left. Throws him out. 2 outs. Here's Mike Andrews. He's 1 for 3. He has a single and 2 walks today. The 0-1 pitch. Fly ball in the center field. Otis going back near the wall. And he's got it. 3 outs. Nothing across for Chicago in the 10th. We go to the 11th. We are tied at 3 apiece. It'll be the heart of the order for Kansas City. Piniella, Mayberry, and Oliver. Piniella is 1 for 4 today with a single. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder to third. Melton has it. Throw, long throw, bang, bang, play. He's out. Here is John Mayberry. He's 3 for 4 today with a home run. Hit a solo home run in the 2nd. He singled in the 4th. Grounded into a double play in the 6th. And he singled again in the 9th. And he scored in the 9th. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball, right field. Williams back at the wall. That's off the wall. He's in with a stand-up double. That is 4 hits today for Mayberry. And Vicente Roma will warm up for the White Sox. Here's Bob Oliver. He's 1 for 4 today with a single. Knuckleball, ball 1. Grounder right back to the pitcher. He looks Mayberry back, and Wood throws him out. 2 outs. Here's Jerry May. He's 1 for 3. He doubled in the 9th. That scored John Mayberry and closed the gap to Chicago 3, Kansas City 2. Knuckleball, caught the outside corner, strike 1. Outside, ball 1. Soft liner to third. And that's right at Melton. He makes a catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Or bottom of the 11th. Kansas City 3, Chicago 3. Dick Allen leads off for Chicago in the 11th. He's 0 for 3 with 2 walks today. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball in left field. Pinella back, going back. He's at the wall. Gone! Home run! Dick Allen wins it with a home run in the 11th. Chicago wins it 4-3. Chicago had 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Kansas City had 3 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. Wilbur Wood gets the win. He is 3-0, while Roger Nelson takes a loss. He is 0-1. Looked like the White Sox were going to come away with a victory in the 9th. They were up 3-1. And then with 2 outs, Bobby Floyd hit a double. Scoring John Mayberry. And then Bobby Floyd hit or Jerry May hit the double. Then Bobby Floyd single that scored May with the tying run. So they tied the game in the 9th. But in the 11th, Dick Allen led off the inning with a home run. Was his second home run of the year. And Allen has still gotten a hit in every game he's played for with the White Sox. This is the kind of game I think I enjoy about the most. A tight pitcher's duel with some exciting hitting action. Bad weather and the probable after effects of the strike kept the attendance down a little bit today. The attendance announced was 7,485. Star of the game was Wilbur Wood. Had an announcement from the clubhouse that Splittorf seems to be all right. They don't think he's going to miss any time. Wilbur Wood pitched a complete game. He went 11 innings, gave up 11 hits, 3 runs, 1 home run. That was to John Mayberry. He walked 1, he struck out 1. Splittorf looked like he was on the beam, but he left the game after 2 1/3 innings. He had given up 1 hit, and he had walked 2 and struck out 1. The game is saying he had 1 negative point as a stuff rating. I guess he threw 38 pitches and 15 were balls. Fitzmaurice pitched 2 2/3. He gave up 2 hits and an unearned run. Rooker pitched 2 innings. He gave up 3 hits and 2 runs, both earned. Bergmeyer in 2/3 of an inning gave up 1 hit. He walked 1. And Abernathy walked 1 1/3 of an inning. Nelson pitched 2 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 home run. That was to Dick Allen to end the game. Kansas City left 7 men on base. Chicago left 14 men on base. Both teams were getting runners on, but the pitchers were pitching out of jams. So even with the bad weather, I think I would have enjoyed this game at the ballpark. I went to one game one time at Old Comiskey Park, and I don't know if I would have liked going there on a regular basis, but seeing one game there, I enjoyed it. Wilbur Wood increases his record to 3-0. That makes him, at least as of now, the first pitcher to get 3 wins. And this is day 8 of the season. So, once again, our final score in game 1 of this doubleheader in 11 innings, the Chicago White Sox 4, the Kansas City Royals 3. Chicago increases their record of 5-1, while Kansas City drops to 3-4. The only team right now, I believe, with a better record in the major leagues than Chicago is Baltimore. And I bet Chicago wouldn't mind winning the AL West, seeing Baltimore win the AL East, and Chicago beating them in the LCS to go to the World Series. But that is a long way away. Like I said, this is day 8 of the season, so there is a lot of ball left to play. But Wilbur Wood looks like he's can pick up right where he left off in the regular season in 1971 when he won the Cy Young Award. So once again, our final score, Chicago 4, Kansas City 3. I hope you enjoyed this game. I did. This was an exciting game. So far, both of my game of the weeks have gone into extra innings this season. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. This is WJST, Parma, Norwich, and Tuscaloosa.